the thing that if you bought every gift from the 12 days of Christmas, like three French hens, that's tough to say, 3 French hens, and all of it, that it would cost you like 30,000 bucks. My next guest says you can get it far cheaper. For tips on how to negotiate even during the holidays, please welcome Today financial editor Jean Chatzky. All right, so Jean, negotiation is stressful. Do you raise your hand if you feel that way, that negotiating over price is stressful? I feel I'd rather just pay more, and avoid the stress.
So do not want you to do that.
So what is the first thing we need to know?
First, you just have to remember that retailers are expecting you to negotiate these days.
They are?
They are. It's
like Best Buy?
Yes. It's like your boss asking for a raise. They expect you to ask for it. You need to do it in a very nice way. You need to be respectful. A smile always helps. But they don't want you walking out of that store without making a purchase, because that's how they win.
So you're telling me if I go into like Kohl's or Best Buy or any of these places and I walk out just having put the items in the cart and paid full price for them, I'm a sucker?
Pretty much. Pretty much. Not you in particular.
That's fine.
And you may not get it every single time, but if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
So how do you start that?
Okay. You start by saying my 4 favorite words are, can you do better? Those are easy, right? Mm-hmm. Can you do better? Can you help me out here? And if we're in a store and apparel kind of a retailer, sometimes it helps to talk to the person who's in charge. So if you're in a smaller store, that might just be the owner who's helping you, and they have a lot of wiggle room to negotiate. If you're in a larger store, department store, sometimes talking to the sales clerk is fine. They may be empowered to say, hey, if you give me your email address, we'll give you 10% off, or they have other deals in their back pocket. You may also need to ask for a manager, work your way up. But if you're a loyal
That's scary
customer,
too, isn't it? Like he hasn't taken you off and you're like, I want to see a manager.
Yeah, no.
To give me the price.
Okay, that's so wrong. The hands on the hip, I want to see a manager. That is not how we do this.
This is explaining a lot.
Can I please talk to your manager? Is there a way that I could, maybe they have the ability to help me out
You seem like a minion to me. Is there anyone here who actually has authority?
I am from the Midwest. We need to sort of channel the Midwest as we're doing these transactions.
Does it make any difference if you're a loyal customer? Can you use that?
Absolutely. Or if you're buying a lot. You know, if you are one of those people, you walk into, my mother-in-law used to walk into the store and they were like, hi, Audrey. Audrey was going to get a discount every single time.
And what about, so that's the department store.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's local and it's small, you go to the owner. Now, the electronics store over here is where we really pay the big bucks. So this is where we really need it.
This is hugely surprising. So Consumer Reports did this enormous study with thousands and thousands of shoppers, and they found only 14% of people even bother to haggle in these electronic stores. But when they do, they are successful 59% of the time, and they save $84 on average. Wow. So I know, hugely surprising, and you can do it online. So
Can I just ask you, if you say, can you do better, and they say, the price is the price, ma'am, and then you say, can I see a manager, and they say, no, then what?
So we're going to get into the strategy of price matching, but everybody walks around with a phone in their pocket these days. You should know what the lowest price is on that item. You can show it to them. In many, many cases, that's all it's going to take for them to say, oh, but of course we can do better.
That's good. So you go to a competitor with a price that's lower, but maybe they're farther away from you.
Right.
And say, look what I can get it for here.
And then you can order it online or not. But if you're shopping online, I want people to know you can also haggle there. You know how when you are online shopping, there's always that little window that says live chat? Those people can help you negotiate on things like electronics. Yes, in fact, again, the Consumer Reports study, they saved more often and more money, $94 on average.
I always blow that off. I didn't think that was a real thing.
It's a real thing, and real people.
And you also say we can haggle for other benefits. If it's not just price, there are other benefits.
That's right. You can haggle for shipping. You can haggle for an extended warranty. There are lots of additional batteries. There are a lot of different things you can say, throw in. It's like a job negotiation, right? If they won't give you a raise, can you have more vacation?
Or a better title.
Exactly.
All right, so cars. Now, we all know that this is something we're supposed to bargain over.
That's right.
But, I mean, I break out in a cold sweat. I make my husband do it. That's the truth.
Well, you shouldn't, especially now. December is the best month of the whole year to buy a car because car dealers have quotas. They want to get down to the wire, and they want to move these cars out of the showroom. February, by the way, is the worst month to buy a car. You got to do your research before you go to the car dealership. You want to know the manufacturer's price, the dealer's price, and any incentives that are in play, cash back or additional financing offers. And just remember, with a car, there are really three negotiations here. You're negotiating for the price of the car, you're negotiating for the financing on the car, and you're negotiating for the value of your trade-in, and you should approach them separately.
Should you make, they have their sticker price.
That's right.
When you're asking for less, should you come out with the number first, or should you say, that's way too high, and make them say the first number?
Go back to the internet and figure out what people are actually paying for these cars, like what are the lowest prices, and go with that number. It's very, very transparent if you do your homework.
When I was in law school, they did teach us that whenever you're negotiating a deal, it's always better if you can get the other person to say their number first. So then they sort of set the ceiling on what, where you are, and you negotiate down from that.
And then you can play the dealers off against each other. This dealer offered me this, can you do better?
My dealer, Jean, says she'll give it to me for 25% off. They don't even know if the other person's real.
That's right.
Of course, the smart ones would look into it. Very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.